Hello, my name is Amaya Williams, and I was the editor, producer, point person, camera operator, and overall the baddest for female sports documentary.
My name is Kendall Mans. I was the director, producer, editor, camera operator, and for the Underdog documentary.
My name is Mark Nayataki. I'm a junior and I work on the female sports documentary, and I was a co-writer, emotional support, and I was the historian.
My name is Cullen Davis. I'm a senior and I worked on the Underdog documentary, and I was the point of contact and co-essay writer.
My name is JC Christian. I'm a senior. I worked on the Underdog story, and I was the cameraman.
My name is Miracle Mills, and I was an editor, producer for our documentary.
I'm Jessica Sims, and I was a writer for the women's sports documentary.
So my name is Nye Martin. I'm a senior, and I was a writer.
My name is Khalil Stewart. I'm a junior, and I was an interviewer.
I do like sports media, so like I do like, I'm like she said, I'm kind of behind the camera, or I'm usually editing. So it was a little different doing both. It was a little different kind of having to think like a director, think like a producer, like, because I've never had to think like that before. So it was really interesting. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I think for me, it gives me something else that I've done. It gives me something else to put in my portfolio, and I think it makes me proud to have my name on that. I had a great team behind me. You know, like I said, we had a lot of challenges, and I think we bounced back from it. And you know, it taught me a lot, and I'm very grateful for the experience, for sure.
I feel like, we could have had some more footage. I think it would have, amped up a little bit more. But I was proud of the work that I added to the documentary. And, I interviewed the coaches. Some of the interviews didn't go as planned. We had some soft talkers. We had some people that said some, pretty interesting things that weren't relevant. But that's neither here nor there. But I think it was cool. It was fun.
Well, I would say my experience for that, I'm not used to holding, I'm used to holding a lot of positions, but not all at the same time and not all for the same project. So for that, it was very different. I had to step out of my comfort zone a lot. Usually I'm just behind the camera, and I usually work as either a camera operator or editor solely, but this time I had to communicate with people. This time I had to go out and actually I was also a historian, forgot to add that in. I had to go out and do research about sports I wasn't familiar with, and also just learn the general know-all for each of the coaches or assistant coaches that I've done.
For the women's sports, like she said, it was like a big thing for the coaches to be highlighted, especially I know the volleyball coach, like she was a really good speaker in the interview. So that was like a really good idea that we chose her, and we had the opportunity to interview her because she went really into depth. And then seeing like the past and like how far she's come, and the behind the scenes, and the interview with her assistant coach saying like all the way from her senior year, now they're working together on a winning team, and that's their legacy. That was a great thing to see.
So for me as a cameraman, some of my responsibilities, make sure that the sound was right, the angles were right, the lighting was okay. So pretty much everything that was making the interview go on. Some of the highs with that was just pretty much most of the interviews being in here. It was pretty much easy to get their good side, make sure that sound was well. Some of the lows was just trying to make sure that some of the scheduling was pretty much on our time as well as theirs. So it's getting some of the B-roll of them practicing, because some of those teams practice early in the morning, some of those teams practice late at night. So just being a student and being able to, continue to produce this documentary was some of the lows.
The position I was given originally as the historian, I was told to get and obtain information that would help with the documentary, but a lot of things fell through, so we were posed to get information outside of the historian. So that was definitely a low. It wasn't a high. And I guess the high was the communication within our group that allowed us to obtain the information by any means necessary.
So for me, being a point of contact, I was pretty much responsible for communicating with the coaches, setting up the interviews, The highlights of it was that I was able to be very, very communicative with the coaches and be a middleman between our group and them to let them know, what to expect, how to answer some questions, and kind of get us on the right path. The lows of it was definitely trying to be flexible with scheduling interviews, given that they travel and they have different things that they're doing on their end. So it was kind of tough trying to schedule things, especially in the tight window that we was trying to film. But all in all, I think it went pretty good, and we was able to put out an amazing product.
I would say I would do it again because I do enjoy the process. Going forward, hopefully it will be a better process because we have more like resources to pull from. But other than that, I would say I would do it again because it gives me a chance to work on a team, which I kind of don't like doing a lot. I'm a person that does it herself because it's like my way or no way. I'm not gonna say it like that, but it's kind of like that. So learning how to trust my team and it kind of still came out of me a little bit because I had to do like a few check-ins, like, hey, like where y'all at on the documentary, how we looking? But I tried to like lessen it, but they really helped me with that. I learned to trust my teammates and let them really lead it. I was more of a background person this time, but to do it again, I definitely would.
I would do this all over again because I like, it was interesting to see just like, we did this over a course of a semester, so seeing how we were like on day one when we started to where we are now and how we pretty much did that, it's pretty awesome. So I like the process of it, and I think that we have a good thing to show for it.